Hey, you're watching That Random Geeky Guy. Oh, hi guys. I'm just catching up on the latest piece of news regarding Intel and their delays in 7 nanometer. But I guess that's a video for another time. Thank you for joining me. So this video is talking about how I produce videos for YouTube, what equipment I use, so on and so forth. I guess I want to start with a bit of pre-context before we kind of get into it and say that if you are looking to start producing videos for YouTube, there is some really basic ways that you can get started without investing in more equipment. Most modern smartphones have the ability to be able to produce, edit and upload your videos in 1080p and in some cases 4K. So if you're thinking of getting into this, if you've already got that smartphone in your pocket, you've got everything that you need. So it's time to get started. For me, we've kind of moved on and started to add additional equipment to the production of the videos, the editing, and so on and so forth. So in this video, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about what equipment I'm currently using. Obviously, I've already done a desk tour in terms of my gaming setup. All of this equipment is very different, and none of it was featured inside of that video. So what am I shooting on? Let's start with that. So actually, believe it or not, this is one piece of equipment that so far hasn't changed. So I'm currently shooting on an iPhone 11 Pro. Now, my reason for that is it actually produces really good quality video. It can shoot 4K at 60 FPS. Investing in a camera that can do that is quite expensive. And we're probably many subscribers and many videos and many views and years away from that happening because it produces perfectly good quality video. What isn't quite so good is the audio. The audio doesn't reach the level that I want it to do. So we started by actually getting an external microphone for it. We used a Rode microphone which just plugged into the lightning adapter on the bottom of the iPhone. This gave us quite an improvement over the inbuilt microphone that you find in the iPhone, but still wasn't to the level that I wanted. So next up came this, which is a condenser microphone. It's from a company called Focusrite. There's also an audio interface here as well. They're quite well known for those and their kind of trademark red design. And that has, in my opinion, made quite a difference in terms of the quality of audio. But it does produce a slightly different problem. Now, the reason being is that when you record video on an iPhone or any other smartphone for that matter, the audio and video is put together at the same time and processed on the device. Doing it separately means that you're producing two pieces of metadata. You've got the video and you've got the audio, but you've got to pair those two things up. And to do that, we use a clapperboard, one of these. Now, I always used to think these were just kind of film gimmicks, but they have real purpose. They produce an audio spike as well as a visual reference to make it really easy to pair the audio and video up in your post-edit. Talking about editing, all of this is happening on a 2019 16-inch MacBook Pro. It is just the entry model, so it's the i7, not the i9. It's got 16 gig of RAM, 512 gig SSD, and actually is fantastic. In terms of video editing, it's exactly what I'm looking for. Now, software is important. There's two major pieces of software that I'm using. The first one is Final Cut Pro. That's what I'm using to actually edit the video, bring everything together. This isn't free software. I think the last time I checked, it's about £300, but it's good quality video editing software and actually is one of the few that is left that doesn't have that ongoing no-end subscription like some of Adobe's kind of range of products in terms of paying that continual subscription. Audio is recorded through GarageBand. GarageBand is free software that you can get on a Mac, which people use for for music production, or in this case for audio. And then you can output that into a file and pair everything up. Like I said, with the clapperboard, you can pair all of that up into Final Cut. Now, I've got other pieces of equipment within the setup. This is the rig that the iPhone is sat on. You'll notice actually as well that there's a stand underneath that, which is actually a tablet stand. My iPad can go in there if I want to have kind of bullet points for videos to make sure that I don't miss any of the points that I want to make in that video. And it can also work as a full kind of teleprompter if you wanted to do scripting. And actually that stand along with the iPad I already owned was a cheaper investment than having to buy an actual teleprompter, which would have cost way more than the stand. So for me, right now, it's a solution that works well. I also use, when I'm doing other videos, I use a gimbal from DJI. Again, these are fantastic. It just stabilizes video, especially if you're doing stuff outside and you're walking whilst shooting. And I think that kind of reflects quite well on the equipment, in the fact that all of this, despite the fact there's a fair bit of equipment, all of it is mobile. So the Focusrite, for example, that's USB powered. It doesn't need external power, and obviously the mic draws what it needs from the Focusrite. The MacBook obviously is a laptop. A laptop is battery powered, and with I think it's just under 100 watt hour battery in this, so it's actually still flight legal. But as a result, it gets decent battery. And the iPhone they've got is the Max variant, so it's the larger iPhone, and again has a larger battery. And as a result, just shooting the video, you can do that all kind of mobile, and you may possibly be able to edit as well. You should have enough battery life to make those things happen. It does mean then that actually if you want to record off-site, everything is here for me to be able to do that. In the future, what investments would I like to make? So I guess the real big one is to actually go to an independent standalone 4K camera. But that is quite a significant investment. A decent 4K camera is in excess of £1,000. And when I already had a smartphone in my pocket that would do everything that I needed to do at this stage, it's an investment that right now isn't worth it. Beyond that, I'm actually quite happy with the setup. I do use lighting in certain occasions, and they work quite well. And beyond that, I've got some also standalone LED light panels to use in kind of extreme circumstances. But that gives me everything that I need to produce these basic videos. Now, if you've got any questions or comments about any of the equipment, please stick it in the comment section below. If you do like the video, make sure you like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. Feedback in video production is really important, because you're only going to be able to improve based on what people tell you. So I really, really welcome feedback. Like I said, stick it in the comment section below. Other than that, this is my setup. This is how I edit. I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. And most importantly, take care out there, and I look forward to seeing the stuff that you guys produce. Thanks very much.